I am good. Can you tell me what the most frustrating thing, or the thing that you would want to see, want to make sure people really understand about what the president said last night?
Well, what he didn't say and what he should have said is that on the anniversary of 9/11, we should remember who attacked us, Al-Qaeda, and we certainly shouldn't go into a civil war and be allies with Al-Qaeda. Anything we do to destabilize Assad over there is going to reward Al-Qaeda. There's a danger, I think, also that Assad could lose control of the chemical weapons and that Al-Qaeda could take them. So really, I think most Americans are getting that, but the president doesn't quite get it.
So what is this really all about? I mean, is he this arrogant, out of touch, and delusional?
I think people confuse sort of tragedy with that there is an answer always to tragedy, that we have to be the ones and we will be the ones that will rescue the world from terrible tragedy. It is an awful thing, the gassing and to watch those horrific videos of people dying from gas. But it's also an awful thing to see Islamic rebels cutting the heart and liver out of a soldier and eating them on television, or beheading or killing priests, or raising Christian villages over there. So there's a lot of atrocity going on both sides, and just no clear-cut, friend of America in the Civil War.
So help me out on this, Rand, because if there is a clear and present danger to the United States, and if there is a way to solve it, I'll consider things. For instance, and I've been trying to say, because people are like, well, you would have gone in for Germany. That was the president's argument. You would have helped the people in Germany. Yes, but Germany was a Western civilization that had gone off the rails, and the rebels, if you will, the underground, were not eating the other soldiers, and they were not against the United States. And so there was a way to put that country, not even put it together, but have that country put itself back together when you rid it of the evil that was running it.
Well, we have so many false analogies floating around. Another one is that if we don't do something about chemical weapons, that North Korea will think that they can use chemical weapons with impunity. And my response to that is, if North Korea were to unleash any amount of chemical weapons on our soldiers that are stationed over there, they wouldn't last 24 hours. There would not be one vote against us intervening in North Korea, and there would not be one person in America who doesn't say no country will ever gas Americans. So this isn't a toleration of anybody gassing anybody. It's just an acknowledgement that we are not sure who the good guys are or who's the least bad guy in the Syrian civil war. But it's not an encouragement to anybody around the world. And I've said the message from 9/11 is we will never, ever tolerate someone attacking our country or our American interests around the world, and I think that's what the message of 9/11 should be. But the president's credibility may be on the line over the Syrian civil war, but America's credibility and what America will do when attacked, I think, should be very certain to the rest of the world.
Last night on TV, I had three military men: General Boykin, Pete Scobell, who was in San Diego with the Navy SEALs. And Lieutenant Colonel Cowan, all highly decorated, seasoned veterans. And I asked them, what about these military guys who are with their uniform on, holding up a sign saying, I will not fight for Al-Qaeda? What I thought should happen to them is they should be punished, because you can't do that with but they should have the courage of their conviction to take their lumps, and serve the penalty for that, but to stand. General Boykin said that it is time for a 4-star general to walk in and put his stars down on the table and say, I can't be a part of this anymore. But he doesn't think anybody will. What would you say to the military men? Many of them have come up to me in the last week and said, I can't do it. I cannot fight for Al-Qaeda. I don't believe in any of this stuff.
We're hearing it directly directly from soldiers. We're hearing it from their parents, their relatives, that they just can't see. They're willing to sacrifice life and limb for their country. They've fought for 10 years for us. These are the cream of American patriots that are willing to fight for their country, but they aren't willing to fight for Al-Qaeda. And it's difficult once you get into the chain of command and what you can say and cannot say, because the military has to have rules, and they do have rules on this. But I don't think that means we have to go scouring the Internet looking for GIs who have posted videos. And so it's one thing to say we have rules about soldiers getting involved in politics and making political statements, but it's another to say that we have to go scouring the Internet for people who might have posted a video being critical of a war effort. So, and I think, being reprimanded or whatever they have to do, but I wouldn't want to see young men court-martialed for basically posting their opinion.